Alright, so I had previously recorded this video driving around, but the GoPro, I guess, or the SD card did not save it. So I'm going to be filming this over again, so that's why I'm not going to be driving around. I'm just going to be sitting in the car. But today I'm going to bring back a series I kind of started a while ago, which is Supercars Revealed, where I'll tell you guys everything you need to know about new supercars, sports cars, muscle cars, anything high performance or luxury oriented. I'll give all the specs, information, statistics, anything that's came out so far. If you want to go check those out, those were a while ago. It's in one of my playlists, but I'm going to be trying to do that again, especially since winter is going to be coming around, and I'm not going to be being able to do as many things with the car as I can in the summer. So I'm going to be filming two videos today. One's on the Mercedes-AMG Project 1, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen photos of and stuff. And the second video, which will be separate from this, is the TVR Griffith. But to get started today, we're going to be talking about the Mercedes-AMG Project 1, which is their new F1 car for the street, is what they call it. I'll put some photos up of the exterior and interior and other views like the doors and everything right here. I'll start with the price and production. It's going to be starting listed price at $2.7 million. I'm sure if anybody tries to sell them right away, if they're able to, it's definitely going to go up in value pretty quickly. And they're only producing 275 units for the entire world, so it's going to be a very low production, low volume run, but it's definitely going to be a rare. It's been a while since Mercedes-AMG have talked about creating a supercar or a hypercar, whatever you want to call this. And finally, the time has come and they have revealed it. The last supercar or hypercar, I guess you could say, that was made for Mercedes and AMG was the CLK GTR a while back, which was pretty much a race car, just like they're trying to do right now. Made for the road, and they just made a few for the road because of rules for racing. They needed to have road units that were available for sale, but it was even lower production, I'm pretty sure, than 275. Definitely, I can't remember exactly how much. Now let's start with the exterior. The first things that catch my eye, I'm sure a lot of people's eye, is the big wing out back and the giant shark fin going down the middle of the back of the car, and it has a giant roof scoop, which really pays homage to the Mercedes-AMG racing history of a lot of their race cars, and if you looked at the CLK GTR as well. It has one giant exhaust pipe going straight out the back, which is pretty cool. I mean, it looks almost like a cannon, just ready to shoot cannonballs out the back. It looks that big. And it also has giant, big butterfly doors, but it has it where the roof comes out, with partial of the roof comes out too. So kind of like the McLaren P1, if you've seen pictures of that. Now, of course, there's a lot of extreme aero, a lot of the side skirts, the front splitter, the rear splitter, wing, everything like that. And there's a lot of air ducts that help cool the brakes, which are carbon ceramics all the way around. Now, the closest thing we've seen to something like this released is the Aston Martin AMRB-001, or the Valkyrie, or the Nebula. It's known by all those names, and I'm sure you've seen pictures of that. It's the F1 car, or the F1 derived car built between Red Bull Racing and Aston Martin, which is ridiculous, if you want, which I'll put a picture up right now. And even though how crazy that looks, it probably looks crazier than the Concept 1, but the Concept 1 is definitely supposed to be a lot quicker, faster, quicker braking around the track and everything like that. It's made to set a new bar in the hypercar world. Now, even though it's called a F1 car for the road, and it is pretty minimal, it does have some decent creature comforts that definitely an F1 car doesn't have, and that you probably appreciate if you're one of these lucky people with the ability to buy one. Now, the interior is mostly microfiber and Alcantara material on the seats and dash doors, everything like that. But there is a little bit of leather placed here and there. And the seats are like a sport mesh seat, which are supposed to help with cooling if you're driving it in a high performance situation. Also, it has air conditioning, an infotainment system, power windows, and a little bit of storage, they say, behind the seats, which is a nice creature comfort to have in a car like that, I guess. And probably one of the coolest features about the Concept 1 is its steering wheel. It's one of those rectangle steering wheels, exactly like an F1 car, pretty much, with all the controls and displays on the steering wheel, so you never have to take your hands off the wheel. The car suspension is set up so there's virtually no body roll with its multi-link adjustable push-rod suspension. And adjustable coilovers is what really is supposed to make this car handle very well. Now they say it should still handle pretty well on the road, but I mean, what you expect out of an F1 car, I'm sure it's still going to be a pretty rough ride, but that's definitely not what you're buying this car for. The car will be riding on 19-inch wheels in the front and 20 inches in the back on Michelin Pilot Cup Sport 2s. Now we'll get into what really makes this car an F1 car for the road. Its powertrain is derived directly from the Mercedes-AMG F1 car, and technically it's powered by 4 electric motors, but 2 of those are electronically assisting the turbos to eliminate turbo lag, and the other 2 are driving the front 2 wheels, so it is an all-wheel drive car. Those 2 front motors are paired with a 1.6 liter V6 twin turbo that puts out 700 horsepower, which is extremely impressive for such a small displacement engine, but together the car is supposed to make over 1,000 horsepower. Now, they haven't released official numbers. Another incredible thing about the powertrain is that it's able to rev up to 11,000 RPM. Now, one of the more famous cars that's very high revving is the Lexus LFA, which revs up to, I believe, 9750. And I mean, that's a V10, and if you listen to it on a YouTube video or something, it's ridiculous. And of course, a V6 with electric motors is going to sound a lot different, but I'm interested to see what that car is going to sound like at red light. Now, the batteries and battery cooling systems are supposed to be pulled directly out of the F1 car. It's just that there's going to be more cooling and more battery in the road car that they're making, so that it has a more usable function in real life. And compared to like a McLaren P1 or even the Porsche 918, hypercars of the hybrid status tend not to have that far of electric range, but this car, even though it's not that impressive, will have a 15-mile all-electric range. Now, the car's power will be sent through an 8-speed automatic transmission, but it will have power shifters and sent mostly to the rear wheels, even though electric front motors will be helping with the 4-wheel drive. And like I said, there haven't been a lot of numbers specifically released on the car yet, but there are a few performance figures that they have kind of released but haven't been exact on it. Now, there's no 0 to 60 times released, but they do have a 0 to 124 mile an hour time, which is supposed to be less than 6 seconds. And to put that in perspective, that could be more than a half second quicker than the new Bugatti Chiron to 124, which really shows how its electric motors help it get off the line. Now, after that, the Bugatti might be able to catch up, but it's lightweight and its electric motors help it get there pretty quickly. Also, its top speed isn't exact, but it's said to be over 217 miles an hour. Alright, that will be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, I'm going to be trying to do more of these videos about supercars that come like that on the channel, and hopefully that will become popular here. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, like the channel, and thanks for watching.